What have you done to me? Where is my private essence? They would each scream in horror whenever they discovered their private essence was gone. Once upon a time, there was a man named Frank, a charming yet sinister figure who had the ability to win the trust of women, leaving them mesmerized by his sweet words and captivating presence. He was a smooth talker, a man whose flirtations felt as genuine as they were manipulative. Frank never stayed in one place for too long, drifting from city to city, a stranger in every town, leaving behind a trail of broken hearts. But Frank had a secret, a dark obsession that consumed him. For every woman he slept with, he would steal a part of them, something irreplaceable, something symbolic, not their jewelry, not their money. When they were asleep or in moments of vulnerability, he would take from them something invincible, something that would haunt them forever. He would take the intimate part of them. He stole their private essence, their most sensitive parts. At first, the women were unaware. They believed their relationship with him were just fleeting encounters, harmless fun. But as time went on, strange things began to happen. Each woman Frank had been with felt a sudden emptiness inside, a loss that couldn't be explained. They would wake up feeling lighter, as if something had been taken from them while they slept, and in less than a month, their private parts would be no more. But by then, Frank had moved to a new location. They would not know how to reach him because he always left nothing behind. All he told them were stories full of falsehood and deception. Even his name were not the same. What have you done to me? Where is my private essence? They would each scream in horror whenever they discovered their private essence was gone. All of his victims went to the police, but nothing was found on Frank. He always covered his tracks well. Frank always felt powerful. With every stolen piece, he grew more confident, believing that no one could catch him. He moved from town to town to new lovers, constantly feeding his addiction. His life was full of excitement and conquest, but he never takes pictures of those memories because he knows who he really is. He knows there is something dark buried within him. One day, Frank met a woman named Patricia. She was different. Patricia had a quiet strength, an energy that seemed to shine from within. They met at a party, and Frank was immediately drawn to her. She wasn't like others. Her charm was subtle, and her smile gentle. Frank knew right away that she would be his next conquest. But Patricia wasn't fooled. She was a girl with a strong spiritual personality. She quickly noticed the strange air energy that surrounded him. Her intuition told her that Frank was dangerous. However, rather than reject him outright, she played along, allowing him to get closer, to believe he was winning her over. One day, as the night wore on, and they found themselves alone, Frank made his move. But this time, it wasn't like the others. When Frank tried to take what he had taken from so many women before, Patricia stopped him, her voice calm but firm. "You think you can take from me?" she asked, her eyes gleaming in the dark. "You think you can take my essence and leave me empty?" Frank froze, his heart suddenly racing. For the first time, he felt afraid. Patricia stood up, and as she did, the room seemed to shift. Frank realized that his charms, his words, his manipulations were nothing in the face of her unwavering presence. Patricia wasn't like the others. She had known from the start who he was, and she had been preparing for this moment. "Who are you?" Frank asked, looking scared. Patricia just looked at him with pitiful eyes. "You will pay for all the wrong you have done." Frank tried to escape, but the more he struggled, the more his energy drained, as if something was being taken from him for the very first time. He felt weak, as though the power he had so freely taken from others was now being returned to his rightful place. His strength evaporated, and he fell to his knees before her. He realized Patricia was not ordinary. He tried pleading with her, but she cut him short. "You were never supposed to steal anything from anyone," Patricia said, her voice soft yet commanding. "But you've taken too much, and now it is time for your reckoning." In an instant, Frank felt an overwhelming force pulling him deeper into the darkness. The stolen pieces, the spirits of all the women he had wronged, were now reclaiming what was theirs. Frank screamed in agony, but it was futile. His downfall had come, not from the authorities or the law, but from a force that seemed greater than him. He fell to the ground, and darkness took over him. The next day, when Frank woke up, Patricia was not there, and his manhood was gone too. He looked confused, and as he tried to process what happened, he heard a knock on the door. It was the police. It turned out that Patricia already took pictures of him and had been secretly writing about all his evil deeds. She included his current address and she posted them online with an anonymous account. The post went viral quickly. All the girls he had stolen their private essence from confirmed it was him in the pictures. They also commented on how their private essence got miraculously restored overnight. Patricia sat quietly in a hangout spot checking her phone. She could see he had met his downfall. She smiled, having a sense of satisfaction within her. She kept her gaze calm, as if the world itself had shifted back into balance. And as for Frank, even in prison, his soul remained lost, wandering the void, forever haunted by the women he had wronged. His power gone, never to return. His downfall was not just the loss of his power or manhood, but the realization that in trying to steal from others, he has lost the very thing that had made him human, his soul. Hope you enjoyed this story. See you in my next story.